Hi everyone, it's Julie from Fletcher Miller Physical Therapy. Today's asynchronous activity is just us showing you some different ways to do activities with a ball or a balloon at home. So we're going to start with playing catch with a beach ball and a balloon and tapping the balloon, and then progress to harder, more difficult activities if your child's a little bit higher. And then we will just talk a little bit about ways to work on kicking skills at home with support, and then how to progress those skills as well if your child's a little bit higher. So here we go. Carol's going to be my assistant. She'll be acting as the student, and then I'll just talk as we video. So one of the activities I like to do with kids is sit them either at the edge of a mat table, or they could do this from their wheelchair, and just work on them reaching to hit or touch a balloon. I can move it around, have them cross the midline, reach overhead or down low, and then I can just have them hit it back to me. They can tap it, or they can reach overhead to get it. But the balloon is nice because it moves a little slower, it's super lightweight, and there's a little bit more time for a child to react to getting a balloon than to catch a ball. Another fun option is a beach ball. It too is super lightweight and soft. If it does hit them, it doesn't hurt them, and it doesn't move quite as fast as a rubber ball. For working on catching skills, one of the first easiest ways for a child to catch is for the ball to come to them and they actually trap it against their body. So I'm going to toss this ball to Carol, and she's going to demonstrate what trapping will look like against her chest. And you can help if you have the people at home. Someone could actually be sitting behind your child and even do a little bit of hand over hand at the arms to help them catch, but they basically are using their entire body to help catch it. And you can move from different angles to toss the ball to them, just so they can incorporate some rotation. You can throw it a little bit higher or a little bit lower. They can use their core a little bit more, and make it even more of a whole body activity. As a student gets a little bit more skilled at this, you can ask them to try to catch it without using their body and just catch it with their two hands out in front of them. And then what's so fun about this game is it's so much back and forth. Then you can work on how you want them to throw it back to you. You can have them throw it back from their chest, like a chest pass, straight in the air. You can have them bounce it back to you, which is much easier for a kid to catch the ball if you bounce it to them, because it just isn't moving quite as fast as a chest pass. You can have them try to incorporate one-handed throw back to you, overhand, or a two-handed pass overhead. That takes a lot of core and upper extremity strength, but you could even do it with somebody behind them helping them do it. It's a really, really good activity. Hey, it's Julie again and Carol. We're demonstrating just some ways to increase the difficulty level of playing catch. So at home, I have Carol stepping onto a stepping stone that's kind of a more unstable surface. And you could do this at home by having your child step on a pillow or a piece of foam or a couch cushion, just something that's a little bit more movement than the floor. And then do the same thing, playing catch, having them rotate to catch the ball. You could throw it overhead, underhand. We haven't even talked about underhand, but that's another really good way of throwing. And if your child uses a sit and move at home, this is really tricky to stand on this and get your balance. So if you have a kid who's really high, this is a really hard activity to incorporate all that balance work and playing catch. Another way to make your base of support a little bit less wide is to stand and put your foot up on a little bit of a step stool. So she's basically playing catch with a narrower base and her weight on one side. If you're trying to have her use that side more that she's weight bearing through, this is a really good activity to get more weight through the side that she may be more challenged on. And then in the very back is a balance beam, or you could put a piece of tape on the floor, have them stand with their feet facing forward on the piece of tape, and play catch in this position. Again, throw it from different angles, not just straight on. So you can throw it from the side. You could even roll it to her and have her pick it up from the balance beam. You can have her really reach far to get it if you're really trying to challenge somebody, or high. And then you can make it more difficult by having her turn her feet and having her feet be in a straight line. And so she's got to work on her balance while she's playing catch. Again, I would go from all different directions and different heights to throw and make her really turn her head and her body while she's catching. So these are pretty high activities, but they make it really fun for the kid who is able to do it. So I talked a little bit about the different kinds of lighter balls, you know, the balloon and the beach ball. But I just wanted to show you a variety of balls you can actually use at home. A smaller ball is going to make any of these activities more of a challenge. Catching, kicking it is just smaller, so there's a lot more room for error. You could take a medicine ball that has some weight to it, and that requires more strength to catch it and to throw it. It's heavier and harder to kick it, so you'll need to exert more force to kick it. For some of our kids who may not have a great grip or may really like more of a sensory experience, these are cool balls. They make sound, they have a funky feel to them, but when you catch it, there's a little bit more difference in surfaces for kids to catch it. There's knobby balls. Some of our kids really like the feel of a more textured surface. They just can feel it and enjoy that, the way it feels on their skin or their hands. Some kids might hate this. They may really prefer a more smooth surface. But I just wanted to show you all the variations you could use at home. And you can get a $2 rubber playground ball and do all these activities, and it's not a big investment to you. So for introducing a kicking activity to somebody who may be sitting in a wheelchair or prefer to be sitting versus standing, I would have both feet on the ground. You may need to have somebody else spotting them from behind for balance, but you can roll a ball to them and just have them kick it back to you, and make sure you alternate. Tell them to use their left foot, then their right foot. You can tell them to kick from their toe or their instep if they understand directions. You can have them kick from the outside of their foot. And you, as the person playing this sport with them, you can kick it back to them or roll it to them depending on what their ability is. Again, you can make it more difficult by using a smaller ball or a heavier ball for them to kick it back to you. Sometimes you might even want to just place the ball in front of their foot if they have a slower reaction time and wait for them to kick it to you. Sometimes the ball rolling at them, it comes at them too fast. So you can adjust it to what their child's needs are. And here again, you could just put a balloon in front of their foot and have them kick the balloon back to you. So here's something we've made at our school. It's basically just a 5-gallon bucket with cement and some PVC pipe that's been put in the cement. And we will have students who are maybe not great balance, but emerging higher skills, and we just have them hold on to 1 or 2 poles for a little bit of balance while they're standing. And I love this activity because it makes them use one foot. They basically are kicking with one foot and standing on one foot. So I will roll a ball to him and have him kick it back to me. And again, you can vary the size, the weight, the speed that you're rolling the ball to him. You can make it more challenging by asking them to stop the ball first with their foot and then kicking with that foot, or stopping the ball and kicking it with the opposite foot. And again, sometimes I will have them step forward a little bit and roll the ball from the side, or have them kick it back to me at an angle. You could do something like this in a door frame at home, or having them hold on to a doorknob in a hallway. Just give them a little bit of balance if they're not super comfortable standing by themselves. So really the last and probably most challenging activity you can do with the ball is to incorporate kicking the ball or catching the ball while you're moving. And Carol's going to demonstrate just how to dribble a ball around different cones. This works great for foot and eye coordination. Playing catch works great for eye-hand coordination. You're doing a whole body strengthening, balance work, and this is probably the highest level you can get with working with balls and moving at the same time. So thanks for your time, and have fun playing catch and kicking at home.